keys for Carolina to do it again?
Yeah, so they're 10-point dogs again, right? At the same level. So they're going to need a very similar plan, not plan, but result as they had last time. The first thing is they're going to have to win the turnover battle. And when you look at the last time they played, they ended up winning it 3-0. Okay, and the turnovers that they got the first interception in the red zone, so that took at least 3 points off. They got the second interception. They picked that off and brought it back for a touchdown, so that there's a 10-point swing. And then the last turnover was a forced fumble when the Rams were driving late, which sealed the game. So that took away their last drive. And then Carolina didn't turn the ball over at all. So that's the first thing. And they've been pretty good at generating turnovers. They're 6th right now in interceptions. E.J. Evero, the defensive coordinator there, I think does a really good job. Will probably be a head coaching candidate here in the near future. And then the second thing is going to be big pass plays. And so the Rams are about the middle of the pack in terms of giving up big pass plays. And the last time they played, they had 3 significant pass plays that led to touchdowns. There was one that was 43 yards, there was one that was 35 yards, and there was one that was 33 yards. And the reason a lot of that gets opened up is going to be the third point, which is run it to win it. Because the Rams were so focused on stopping the run game last time, there was a lot of isolated man-to-man coverage out on the perimeter, which allowed the Panthers to take advantage of that and take some shots down the field. In terms of running the ball, they ran it 40 times last game for a 4.1 yard average. They've got 2 really good backs. Rico Dowdle's playing better than Chuba Hubbard is right now. He's had a great year, but it also lends itself to time of possession because they had trouble stopping the Rams last game. I mean, that was an issue, and the best way to stop this offense is to keep the offense off the field. So those 3 things have to align, because otherwise, from a pure matchup standpoint, it's not great.
Can I ask you a question? Can they win without a 3-0 turnover advantage, though?
Yeah, I don't think they can win with a negative turnover advantage. I think they can make it close if they win the turnover battle with a +1. +2 would be a lot closer, and that historically that's the way it works in the league. But if they lose the turnover battle, they've got no shot.
No, I like your list, Coach. I'd add one more thing, though. They need the Rams to take them lightly and look past them like they did last time. Probably.
That was part of your keys.
Because who were they playing next? Was it Seattle the next game?
They come off an emotional game.
And they were going into another
And
big
it was
game.
a 10 a.m. game because of the 1 o'clock start.
And Bryce Young played the best game of his career.
Here's what I will say, again, about playoff football is things do ramp up and unpredictable things happen. And we've seen it, I think it was the NFC South in the past, where a 7-9 team, or maybe, I think it was them, beats a team that they're heavy underdogs to. So it's possible things are going to have to break right.
Panthers played on Saturday. Rams played afternoon window Sunday. This game is on the East Coast, the first game Saturday. So it's not quite, it's not a short week for the Rams, but short-ish while the Panthers are on regular rest. We're about to talk to Eric Armstead for the Jags, who part of their rallying cry is nobody believes in us. I agree with the Jags in that regard, but here's the thing. I think that has been a legitimate rallying cry for the Jags. It's more legitimate for the Panthers, who literally nobody believes in. Like, and when we just put up the season stats before we got to Coach's keys, one thing did kind of jump out to me, and it was the Rams scoring offense #1, and the Panthers, I think it said 27.
Yeah.
And that's, to your point, KW, I think it does have to be. I think the Rams win if they win the turnover battle, if they tie the turnover battle, if they lose the turnover battle by 1, and maybe if they lose the turnover battle by 2.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing. Nobody actually truly believes in the Carolina Panthers, right? It's like pretty much you just need the most perfect scenario for the Panthers to beat the Rams is what it's being proposed. As before I really get into it. Carolina Panthers fans, I made a few Panthers videos and you guys aren't watching them, which is totally okay. I get it. But I want to be able to talk about this game, and if the Panthers beat the Rams, I am going to make so many Carolina Panthers videos that I will be one of the only people on YouTube to consistently talk about the Panthers throughout the course of the playoffs. I will not throw the games under the rug. And so when you guys watch the full length of the video and when you guys subscribe, this is what happens. Like, views go through the roof, subscribers go through the roof, and it puts me in a position to make Carolina Panthers videos that people actually want to watch. They actually want to engage with, so we can have real discussions about the Carolina Panthers, something that we have not had much to do. And so, you know, listen, this game is going to be tough. And what's so exciting about a game like this is that if the Panthers take down the Rams, it will absolutely absolutely shatter the views of how fans, coaches, media, whatever view the NFL. It will shatter it. From Bryce Young to the Carolina Panthers as a whole, the organization as a whole to who Stafford is, McVay, it will rock the NFL world. It will rock the fans of Stafford, McVay, Puka, Devontae, etc., 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 and it will elevate the Carolina Panthers to true relevancy. And that's what I've been talking about with the Panthers. It's like, you win this game, you are relevant now. You are truly there, at least from my viewpoint, and I'll certainly be talking about it. But that game, you did have those turnovers. You had the interception in the red zone, the pick six, and then that fumble to end the game. They were in field goal range. If Matthew Stafford, I think it was on third down, if Matthew Stafford just doesn't fumble that ball, they're going to at least kick a field goal and tie the game. And then who knows what happens. I'm almost positive it was third down. We can take a look and see with that fumble. They went 10 plays. What down was it? Yep, it was 3rd and 10. No. What's going on here? Where's the fumble? Oh no. It was just the way, I guess there was a penalty on it, but then it was, well, because it was on sportsmanlike conduct. I get it. Yeah, it was 3rd and 10 at Carolina's 22, and then there was, 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. So it's not to say that Carolina wouldn't have been able to march down the field and score, but you also had a flawless game from Bryce Young, 15 for 20, 206 yards, 10.3 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 147.1 passer rating. I don't think he made a single mistake in that entire game. You were able to run the ball 40 carries, 164 yards. So you won this game 38 to 31 to 28, and you had perfect play. Perfect play both offensively and defensively. And any of the things that could go your way, like an interception, that not only you get the interception, but now you're able to run it back for a touchdown. Not only did you force a fumble, but then you were able to recover it. It didn't just take a weird bounce and go out of bound, or bounce back in the lap of a R, like you needed everything to kind of go your way, and it was a wild game, 31-28. And that's the thing where in those games, you can't always count for all of those things to unfold. But the reality is that the Rams, and listen, I know their stock is a little low as of late, but I still am a major believer in McVay and Stafford, etc. Especially now that, Devontae should be playing, at least to my knowledge, and he wasn't playing before you obviously faced him, but just in terms of people feel as though you're looking at the Carolina Panthers now and you're like, hey, they beat the Rams. And the Rams right now, over these last few games, haven't looked amazing. Therefore, we really can do this. And there is kind of like that little bit of that belief in the air. But then mathematically, the reality sits and you're just like, all right, the Rams are favored by 10, which I have to imagine that's probably the largest in the playoffs right now. I have to imagine. So this is literally them saying the Panthers have 0 chance of winning this game, that there's just no chance. We're going to give you a touchdown and a field goal. You're not going to win this game. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you win this game, you blow everyone away. They will not understand how to process this game. They just won't be able to wrap their head around it. The fact that Matthew Stafford, McVay, Devontae, Puka, etc. just lost to Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. They won't understand it. They will not be able to grasp it. That is the opportunity that you have to be able to deliver. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll be a flavor of when the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. in the way that they did it, people did not understand how to process that. If you remember, even at halftime, the halftime show, I think it was like, what, 24-0 at halftime or something, and you listen to like all the guys that were talking about halftime, like they didn't understand what to say. They were like, oh, well, the Chiefs can get back in. They just didn't know. They just didn't know what to say. They couldn't process it. They just literally were just like the Eagles and the Momes, because the Chiefs literally couldn't even cross midfield. They didn't cross, I don't think, midfield until the end of the third quarter, and they just didn't know like what they were witnessing. They just couldn't grasp it. They couldn't make sense of it. Obviously, that's the Super Bowl. Obviously, it's the Eagles and the Chiefs, two massive franchises. It's not exactly the same between the Rams and the Panthers. But if the Panthers win this game, you are going to have people just be like, I don't know what I just witnessed. I don't understand how that just happened. And you and Bryce Young's life changes, his life changes if he plays great in this game as well. I mean, he's guaranteed to, at least even if the Panthers eventually say, we don't want to go on from him, and he's not going to sign some $200 million contract, there will still always be a place for him, even as a high-end backup, that he will still find his way to contracts, money, etc., etc. This will be a legacy-defining game for him. You lead the Carolina Panthers to their first playoff win in like a million years against Los Angeles Rams as a 10-point underdog. That's what I'm saying, man. Stakes are through the roof. And this is where you find out, is Bryce Young him or not? Does he elevate in this situation? Like, that's the thing. Does he elevate, or does he look uncomfortable? Does he look confident, or does he look scared? We're about to find out Saturday. Let's get after it. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Carolina Panthers? Do you think that they can actually truly upset the Los Angeles Rams? Or do you think it's just too far out of reach and a whole bunch of nonsense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.